Okay, Group D, are you ready? There you go. Hands om elkaar voor Group D. Handjes op elkaar. Good luck.
Good afternoon, everyone. The industrial development has brought us a lot of progress. But is this real progress? When this development has not always been carried out with the necessary respect and planning to ensure such a responsible and sustainable development. Today's growth-based economy also has led to a society in which needs are artificially created. Due to a more individually based society, it's easy to lose contact with others, as our designed needs are based on products that aren't based on sustainable relationships. In our industrial culture, short-term logic thinking and the language of efficiency has come to override a lot of our values and considerations in both public and private life. And a perfect example of this is how we produce and consume our food. Do you know what you had for breakfast this morning and where it comes from? Within our lifestyles, often we don't realize that our welfare derives directly from nature. Today, food grows far from urban areas, so transportation is needed with its related environmental impacts. It is clear that the use of fossil fuels has to decrease tremendously. From looking around, we see that sustainable initiatives are being taken, but not broadly accepted by and integrated in society. We want to facilitate this process by creating an inspiring lifestyle out of sustainability. We believe that once people start having sustainable practices, a mind shift comes along, and more energy will be put in social, economic and ecological friendly future. And what's better than to start with our most intimate relationship we have with nature? That's food. We think that small-scale urban farming may be the key to fix our broken food system. By growing food locally, people will get more connected with each other. Growing food locally also minimizes the use of waste, transport, energy, etc. We want to encourage people to grow food in a city as a way both to produce delicious, unprocessed food that tastes great, and at the same time to help foster an environmental awareness and ethos. When grasping sustainability as a life-guiding mindset, we can reach every dimension of society and all our activities and decisions. Urban farming fits perfectly in the expectations, but that by 2050, 69% of world population will be living in urban areas, and that in the developed world, that will even be 86%. Why does urban farming fit in this? Urban agriculture can be adapted to all kinds of areas. You can think of roof farming on the top of skyscrapers, or why not vertical farming? This makes it possible that you can that fruits and vegetables are cultivated in multiple floors and buildings. Urban agriculture takes place next to work and living areas and in a multifunctional land use. Especially in the Netherlands, smart land use is very necessary.
Thank you. Thank you. So what is our part of a strategy that we want to follow for urban farming? Is it? The noise is good? Okay. So we propose a model in which there is a new concept of ownership, which is now, it is now modular and collective, which that means that local communities all become stakeholders of this activity. What happens now is that there's a system created that is horizontally arranged in which success depends on the good relationships of all these parts working together. So this is now a process of cooperation and collaboration relationships versus the transaction and competition ideas that we have and we practice nowadays. So this system now is working, is driven by a vision. This vision aims at creating shared value and aims at develop society in a way that well-being and meaningful human experiences are at the core of it. So this is the vision, and this is what society works for in this future. How do we do that? Because, you know, sustainability is something that we all want, but it's not really happening. So we thought it could be a good strategy to start with urban farming as a way to introduce a new lifestyle that can be attractive to people, that it's close to people because we all need food, and that enables a lot of social activities, as I said, as a source of meaningful human experiences. So you can go and have a walk on your garden, you can just enjoy your food, you can share with other gardens in the next building. So you really enable a different lifestyle that it can be very appealing for people once they are in it and they are enjoying it. So this way, this individual mindset can actually end up in a collective movement, all moving towards sustainability, because now it's cool, now they like it. So to enable all this to happen, we also need the structure for it, for, let's say, the EAT level. We need national government to enable farming in urbanized areas. We also need local government as for city planning, just to make sure that there are green places for this to happen. And we also need other organizations and stakeholders like businesses they should be involved to be consumers and producers, restaurants, and so on. In many creative ways, everybody could be involved in this. That's why it's so great. And it's now Ted.
Hello, and now let's move to the less interesting but necessary part. Some practical actions that you have to do, actually. I'm sorry if I don't. We separated the actions into 7 categories, which are, if you can see here, energy, waste, water, transport, society, economy, and ecology. There is no time to go into every action for every category, so I'll just name some examples that we think are important. We also have 2 milestones, the short term, which is until 2020. And for example, in the short term, for energy, we connect the farms with renewable energy, both on-site production and also with providers. And that's mostly to stimulate the use of renewable energy in the city and also to indicate our awareness towards the environmental impacts of the farm. And on water, the goals are to have 100% circulation of water and also to collect the nutrients and use it back in the food production. And then in the societal level, it's very important to involve all possible stakeholders, and the most important in the first step is local community, because as we mentioned, we have a collective ownership model, so we have to bring the local community and show them how they can also participate in the organization and development of the model. So what roles can they play? And to show them that they can play multiple roles indeed in this model. And on the economic level, we need a strong political movement, because in the beginning, the research and operational costs of such a thing are very high, so there has to be some lobbying for new subsidies and also for subsidies both for operations or both for example, taxes or favorable contracts for energy use, energy providers, and so on. On the midterm, as an example, very critical for energy here is cost efficiency, efficiency, both in the production and use of energy. And here, for example, we can have smart grid systems and storage systems which can cooperate, and in that way we can have energy accounting and also breakdown of energy in various activities, and also we can also research multi-product and multi-output systems, which means one example is fuel cells, where with a fuel cell the excess energy you can transfer to hydrogen, and then you have multiple uses of hydrogen. For example, for food storage, you can have cooling for food storage, heating for food production, and even energy use, and even fuel cell vehicles to transport your food. Those are some examples. And for the water now, The water has to be connected now to the other systems, that's the goal, and also some research on green chemistry in order to have less toxic substances and less energy use in water cleaning. And as on the waste, I'm sorry, I'm finished. Waste, we move from recycling of waste to upcycling, which means agriculture waste into products and also insulation, which can be used on site. And products can be sold on site to indicate the awareness and the possibilities of the farm. And we can have many more examples. Those are some we had.
Okay.
There's only one thing you have to remember from this presentation.
Think global.
Act local.
Go for urban agriculture. Thank you.
Okay. Don't forget your present. This is the Think Local, Eat Regional